Okay,
Nice.
welcome to episode 8 of the 7th stream. We have episode 8's called The Magician's Apprentice for no reason that's relevant. And
Why is everything exploding in the background?
I'm sure it's not relevant to the session at all. Although, I guess there might be some choices that you could
Don't
make.
believe you?
Look, if I ever run a session where one of the choices wasn't blow everything up.
Uh,
I mean, maybe.
Well, I mean, at least you give us the option to blow things up.
Yeah.
I, for one, support more explosions.
that you would.
I would. I think I need to break through more windows.
The Magician's Apprentice. Oh.
That is a great picture, though.
Trying to find
Okay.
a comfy spot. It's not working.
Okay, well, if you remember where we ended off last time, that would be great. We ended last session after an incident on a boat with some Deva. Valdis over there now has a golden knife. That might
Yay!
be relevant to things. The Deva ran off with the artifact of Deva control, which good or bad, depending on whether you trust Deva, I think.
It's fine.
What's the worst that can happen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then you met the Dark Inquisitor, who turned out to be a friend. I think it's a friend with quotes, though, not a full friend. So. And with that, you left with the Inquisitor because he knew where the dark portal, he called it something like a blood portal, which is not ominous. I mean, unless you're not sarcastic. Then,
I mean, at least we know how to open it.
and yeah, there's still some unresolved discussion about the relationship between the Inquisitor and Ashlyn, although I do want to be clear, there are some very specific rumors going around the Vatican Church about that relationship.
Oh, my God.
I bet there is.
None that are true.
I mean,
have
yet.
Are rumors ever true?
That's not what I heard.
Oh, my God. Gods.
So, you have gathered on those horses and ridden off into the countryside to look for a blood portal that's not too far away. Just along the coastline here. I think we'll just jump right in. So, today, and you crest a hill and see like one of those little like caves along the shoreline sort of thing. You have to dismount and walk your horses down a little path. Then they kind of leave them on the beach because as you climb into the cave, it looks actually quite a bit like the cave on the pirate island that you guys went into, where you found a blood portal. They actually
a familiar situation.
And you climb up into that, and there's kind of a narrow, and then there's like a place where it looks like some of the rock has been torn away. There's some rubble, and even enough that someone has looked like they put a door in there. It's kind of a heavy oak thing, and it's shut.
I walk up to it and I pound on it with my fist.
Good call, Captain.
Tell me like it's unlocked and I can just go up to it and I open it. Tell me that happens.
Yeah, that totally happens.
I give you a look and I do it.
I proceed to laugh at the captain.
Well, don't worry, Captain. Your actions weren't in vain because they totally warned whoever was on the other side that you were there. Ahead of the door being opened. And in fact, as soon as the door creaks open, there's like there's a bright light that comes out. It's got a blue and red tinge to it, which is pretty unnatural look, kind of that turns into a purple between the two. And as the door swings further open, floating in the middle of the room is some sort of strange object with like 3 concentric circles rotating around it. It looks more like a piece of antimatter or something in the middle, just kind of glowing. Standing in front of it is a one-handed guy that you recognize.
Yeah.
The good news, you're down to only one-armed person that you know.
That's me. That's me. That's my cue.
Well,
I'm gonna go beat him up.
The other one.
I step aside.
To finish describing the room, there is in fact another one of those pools. So this looks very similar to the last blood portal that you ran into. There's a dark pool in the back of the room. It is motionless. There's no waves or anything or signs that it is affected by the wind. But unlike the last one, there's not like a laboratory or cages with shark people in them. There is pretty much, it's all empty rock, although some of the floor has been smoothed, and the dark horror with one arm is standing there in its priestly vestments. Now, warned of your presence, has taken a step back from the glowing orb thing and is looking at you with kind of a small, crooked smile on one end of its mouth.
Ooh, buddy. I'll smile back at him and then, look at the Dark Inquisitor briefly, see if he has any kind of recognition at all. I'm just gonna start walking towards our one-armed friend.
The Inquisitor absolutely has a look of recognition. In fact, he even mutters under his breath as you start moving forward, Leandros.
So
you know our friend here.
I forgot his name up until that moment.
He
Is
was
this the person that was trapped in the other portal?
What?
No,
was
that
this
was
the same person?
no, that was Pater.
I'm so horrible at
Really?
names. Okay.
But Peter mentioned
Leandros
Leandros.
is the guy that we fought, that I cut the arm off of, that we later burned because I held on to it for so long. He's the one that opened the portal that sucked us in, that almost got at least me killed. Peter's the dude who was trapped inside of it and had the fire deva that is now presumably dead.
Okay, so I've never met this guy then.
Yeah, no, we're good. You
Alright,
haven't.
Yay!
I have, and I would like to finish what I started with him.
As you should.
Big T would want me to kick his ass.
Big T would. We have to do this for Big T.
Gotta do this for Big T.
I lost one of his arms. I'm not going to lose the other one.
Huh.
Okay.
Can't lose them if he's dead?
Well, I mean,
He still could.
yeah, that's true. Maybe if he's dead, it won't attempt to crawl away on its own this time.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Crawl
Or
away.
Valdis can freeze it solid, and then we'll just shatter it into 1,000 pieces, and then it can't crawl anyway.
Ooh.
But then I won't have an arm.
It's true.
What if I froze
What
it?
do you want
and
an
we
arm
just kept
for?
it
Because
frozen?
I had one, and then I don't remember what happened to it, and
You
now I
know,
want
we
the
have
other
bigger
one.
things to deal with right now.
Captain, we don't need to stock the ship up with hands and shit, okay?
But
I
how am
look
I going
over
to
at
summon
the Dark
Cthulhu?
Inquisitor and I give him a look like,
Well, I mean, the look on the Dark Inquisitor's face is definitely one of this heretic should be burned or something like that. It's a look of anger and not an action. And in fact, he's signaling in it to his men as well, which is not a lot. Remember, he only brought a small group of people that he trusted. And they're advancing that way. Leandros holds up his one hand as Ursula starts unlimbering her sword. and that kind of halt thing, which may or may not have an impact.
Right. That's worked so well in the past. Stand up to the giant German woman with a giant sword.
Well,
No!
as a note, he's holding his hand out to make it easier to chop off, I think.
Obviously, he knows what's coming.
Like, oh yeah, here it is. Here's my left. Here's my
Here's
other
my
hand.
hand. Take it.
Just just so you know what's coming. But no, he says, I would stop if you did not want to see your own destruction.
I'm going to step forward and say, return our crew and end your quest for madness, and no one has to be destroyed.
I'm gonna ignore everything the captain's saying and just continue forward.
No,
menacingly.
get him out.
I mean, I'm not swinging, but I am getting in range.
What do you mean? Say it now before she cuts you to pieces.
Be quick about it.
Okay, well,
I
she's
can't
in.
stop that.
So,
But you might.
it is time for the whole church to meet its end, is it not? And he looks menacingly at the glowing orb in front of him and continues his smile. And then, as Ursula starts to approach, he starts to fade, as he has done before. And
That son of a...
starts.
I better
I
go
like
up to that glowing thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge
as he
him.
tries to fade away, I am going to say, no, you're not leaving quite yet. And I am going to use one of my Glamour Knights to... Can I use my resist sorcery to, like, stop him? Like, from using his sorcery?
Not in... That's not resisting sorcery, that's interrupting or countering sorcery,
Ah,
which is a different ability. So
damn it.
that would only be if he tries to do something to you in the near future,
Well...
or the recent future, or any time actually.
Okay. Well, then that doesn't work. Okay. Well, then I don't. I demand he stays, but obviously he doesn't.
If anyone could stop a man from leaving, it would have been you.
Why, thank you.
Well, it doesn't mean you can't try and talk him into staying.
Well, okay. I'll try to convince him.
Show a little leg.
Found this.
I'm kidding.
I mean,
These
wait,
guys are tight enough. I think I should show my ass.
you guys are carrying both a leg and an ass?
Oh dear.
All of it. Why not?
A
Well,
little leg, ass, and now we need a hand.
I mean, if we need to be carrying an ass.
It's like you're making a man.
placate him. Like, no, you need to. I'm interested in what you have to hear, and I'm totally like bullshitting this. But at least I'll give like our wonderful German angry lady like some time to like cut him to pieces. So I'm gonna try to bullshit him.
Okay,
As a pastor from the Glamour Isles, I do not believe in what your church that you're obviously so against is doing. So if you could, like, maybe I can help you if you help me. So I'm gonna roll.
okay.
So that is 8 plus the first one is 9. Let's see here.
While that conversation, Esteban, you headed right for the glowing orb thing, right?
That is 6
Yeah.
raises.
Why don't you start your scholarship roll for that with scholarship, and I'll get back to you in a second.
Sure.
What'd you get on your convince roll there?
6 raises.
Okay. So
Oh
he does.
no! Hold on. 10s explode on my thing. I did not do
If
that.
your skill is 5, then the 10s will explode.
It is a 5 for convince. Hold on. Eight raises. Yep, 8 raises. Shoot,
Well-
that was what?
Shit.
Of 9. Damn it.
that there's a lot of raises. He disappears from sight,
Of course.
although you hear his voice echo through. Everybody hears his voice echo through the room as he responds to you with, "I see there is much we could learn from each other, but it has been very clear that you are not interested in an alliance."
I look over at the German lady. That's right.
Not with horrors.
Rob, I'm gonna have to ask this guy to surrender.
No. Okay, I got you. Asking people surrender is the universal call sign for attack.
Can I sense if he's just invisible but still bodily in the room? Or is he like,
Yeah, is your sword glowing?
gone, baby?
Your sword is glowing.
So he's
So
still
that gives you
here
some
in some
indication.
capacity.
Right.
Or something else is here.
So
Or that. He has heavy-hitting friends.
yeah. Okay. It's like, yeah. Esteban, how did you do on your initial look at it?
6 raises.
Okay. This, you recognize some Sinearth energies in this, so you think it's
Mhm.
definitely derived from that. But it's has a base power signature that's way off the charts of anything you've ever seen before. And it looks like it's degrading. So you're kind of thinking it might be some sort of I don't know, what's the word?
Bomb?
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Do I have an estimate of how long it'll be until it does what bombs do?
You're pretty sure you have at least 3 minutes.
Okay,
but
okay.
it could be as long as an hour.
Captain, this will explode in 3 minutes to an hour. Best guess.
Quickly then. What do you mean explode? How big?
The whole city?
Hey.
First guess?
We need to get it out of here. Oh, if we can get the people out of the portal, we can put it in there.
Well, we better move quickly then.
Yeah, we do. Can we shut? I shut the door behind me because
Yeah.
if the guy's invisible, then he will need to open it.
Is there another cave? Is there clearly a pool of water somewhere, or like does the cave keep going?
Yes, there's absolutely a black pool like there was last time you ran into Leandros.
How do we open this thing?
Blood.
I walk over.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm pretty familiar with this process. I'll just stay here. You guys can go.
While
You're
she's,
so blasé about cutting yourself.
I mean, it's not the first time.
while
Do we
she's
need to
doing
have a
that,
talk?
Does someone have to stay here?
I
And
don't
keep
think
it
what
open?
I could do. Oh,
Well, to keep it open long term requires a lot of blood. And
That's
maybe that would be a better idea to do all at once.
How many faceless minions do we have with our Dark Inquisitor?
Yeah, we have a bunch of inquisitors who can stand around and do it.
I'm not saying kill them,
You're just-
goodness. They take
Hey,
turns
Inquisitors,
bleeding
are
and
we're
you-
holding your big.
If you're
big
just gonna
pool.
stand there like a bunch of idiots, could you
I would
feed
rather-
yourselves for us? That'd be great.
Hey,
I would
hey, Dark
rather
Inquisitor, would you have your mooks
here.
there bleed into this black magic pool for us?
This
That
is
me have to
definitely not
consider.
They'll be safer out here than they will be in there. If whatever is in there can kill me, it's gonna kill those guys in one hit. They would be much better served bleeding into the portal to keep it open so that we can get out.
okay, so a lot of stuff there.
That's all I'm saying.
Conversation goes on, so let's walk through them one at a time. The first thing is that Esteban, you are hearing Leandros' voice in your head, And
Oh,
it's no one else is hearing this, but you hear it as you're like there next to the thing. You say, it says, "This will put an end to that church. Will put an end to the Inquisition. Do you not wish that?"
don't I think it will also put an end to a lot more than just the Inquisition?
It There must be a cost to solving a problem.
Yeah, that's crazy bonkers there, Mr. Leandros.
So,
Mr. Leandro.
Is he saying this out loud?
item
I believe
number
it's
2.
Yeah, I'm actually talking out loud.
Take a step back.
Okay, second thing, when you do you cut your hand and start, the blood starts dripping into the pool there, Ashlyn. Everyone does see the pool start to like swirl and the like, so there's clearly a reaction to that. This gets quite a look of narrowed eyes from the Inquisitors as they see you performing blood magic of some sort.
It's not blood magic. It's what it requires to stay open.
There are 8 Inquisitors with you.
I called it.
So
It's
that's
not
the
blood
number of
magic. I'm just
faceless.
putting blood in there and doing
know.
magic. Come on.
But I am not too magically inclined, so that doesn't really count. right?
Anybody could do it.
Anybody really can.
Yeah, I'm not performing blood magic. I'm just using my blood to activate the magic.
Right. There's a difference. There's a clear difference. Thank you guys.
I feel like
Very
you're splitting
supportive.
hairs, but I'm not gonna get into it.
There's a blood magic spell that helps split your hairs.
No, you want the opposite of that.
Okay. Item 3 is Ursula. You have, I'm sure, stepped forward and are trying to find said Leandros with your sword.
Yes, I'm attempting to find him. I am resolute that he is still in this room and that I would like to fight him.
Using
Again.
your sword as a dowsing rod
Essentially. I'm pretty good notice.
to find the evil.
I like that it like might get brighter in one direction if you spin around and like, okay, I'll go that way.
Probably
Marco.
make it more fun.
Well, I think the
Marco.
spinning around in a circle with your sword pointed out is clearly the way to go.
Oh yeah, no, do it.
I hope no one is close.
Everybody duck.
You do not, however, in your initial spinning around and looking for him, you have not encountered anything physical and invisible, nor have you stabbed any of your party members.
Well, that's good.
More importantly, that, yeah.
More importantly, that.
Eh,
I was hoping I could finagle like a notice roll, a resolve notice.
Resolve notice?
Yeah, because he's here and I'm gonna find him.
She did say
That
she is
takes
resolute.
resolve.
She is so resolute.
I just want to be clear that any resolve notice rolls take a while.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
they're
okay
a
with
lot
that.
like dedicated
I'm gonna
searching.
turn over every pebble in this room.
They have a blood portal to deal with and a couple of inquisitors to convince not to kill us. Due to said blood portal, I'm sure that'll take a minute. I'm just gonna be, hunting evil, as is my call, in the meantime.
Okay, roll that resolve notice then.
I'm gonna go hunting evil.
That
I feel
is literally what I do. That is my actual training. Okay, so give me a minute, I'll get back to you.
I feel like resolve notice is that like when I've been through a dungeon that's full of traps and I'm just totally sick of it, but I know I have to search for traps again. Like, okay, I resolve, I'll do another notice check.
That's fair.
But anyways, luckily we don't have that problem in 7C. So resolve notice is actually fun.
And since I'm using my sword as a dowsing rod, I'm gonna go ahead and tap signature item.
Holy shit. You really are resolute that he's still in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna find him, and
It's
I'm
gonna be
find
real
him.
disappointing when he's not here.
Hey, no, he is. Don't you say that.
Don't worry,
Okay.
he's just in my head. It's fine. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Hold still.
Time to kill the healer. What?
What?
I didn't say
Oh.
anything.
Okay, so the other thing going on is, I mean, there's two other things going on, which is that Ashlyn is opening up the blood portal, which is pretty much happening. You can start to, it is circled, and you've seen this before. She's put her blood in. She knows how to do it. It's totally happening. And the other thing is Esteban fiddling with the, we're just going to call it a S-bomb for Sign Earth bomb.
All right. Okay, so there's a bomb in this room. I think I'm going to go through the portal. I'm going to take my chances with the portal.
The question is, do we take the bomb with us?
Yes, we do. How's that a question?
Why would we
Would
take
you
it with
give
us?
me a
The
minute?
Empire City versus like possibly us. I mean,
Screw these people, man. What about me?
We don't even know how we can be moved yet.
portal, I could, and you guys can just do whatever the hell you need to do. But I'm not going to let other innocent people die. Countless hundreds of thousands of people. I know. I don't know how many people are here, but no.
Ashlyn, for all we know, moving it might make it explode.
Wouldn't call the Fadachi.
Interacting with the portal might make it explode. Give me a second.
Esteban,
It was at 3 minutes, right? How long has it
Yeah,
been?
give or take. I mean, it could be up to an hour.
so Esteban, you're going to want probably to get a little more information specific to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where you want to start, moving it or defusing it.
Yeah, I think I would rather try to just start diffusing it than moving it.
In the meantime, we need to get the people out of the portal then, just in case, as the backup.
So that's definitely an option for people. I really like this scene where everybody like leaves Esteban in the room with the bomb.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
want to
fine.
be in the room with the
You all
bomb.
can leave.
What's wrong with that?
As he's like trying to study it. Now, as for the question of movement, it is, for other people looking at it, I mean, it is suspended in midair and doesn't necessarily have anything obvious to grab onto that doesn't look like dangerous-ish. So the obvious moving is like hit it with something, and so you might probably want to try that. From a diffusing perspective, it's going to be more complicated. You already know, Esteban, right away before people are leaving that if you're going to, you might want some of those other Sign Earth artifacts that you guys bagged.
Yeah,
up.
actually, I was just thinking about that. I have the. I think I have them all.
Yep, we
Yeah,
brought them.
You bagged them all up because you didn't want to leave them in the boat at this point.
Yeah.
In fact, you even have that box that used to have energy in it, and your last raise on your scholarship from before is telling you that might be some way to start, like diffusing the energy in some fashion.
Yeah. Well, so the first thing I'm gonna do is, in fear of radiation, I'm gonna take that blanket and just kind of drape it over my chest, kind of toga style. Just be like, safety first. And
I don't leave the room, by the way. I stay in the Esteban, whatever you need.
who has the box? The initial
I get it out of my pack and I toss it to you.
All right, let's see. Box. I'm gonna open the box and put it under the bomb, the S bomb. Okay.
So Esteban,
What are the art? Yeah,
I'm going to want you to make another scholarship roll, and we'll
can do.
count those raises. The rest of you need to make your decision now about whether you're staying around for whatever happens here, as he's put up his bomb shield and is preparing to see how that goes, or jumping through the blood portal into parts unknown. Ursula, so Ursula's still wandering the room looking for him at this point in time, but it looks like Valdez was going to go through the portal.
Yeah, I'm going through the portal. I'm going through the portal. If I'm not back by this afternoon, call the president.
It's
Be careful, son. I have faith in you.
I do think we should all go through at the same time, but I guess I'm not going to stop
I'm only
you.
getting like slightly woozy. We're fine.
Don't worry, I'll scout out the perimeter and make sure it's safe.
Maybe those Inquisitors should go with you.
Yeah, those guys are just gonna die or get in my way, or both.
Oh,
I
it
know-
sounds
I-
savage, but it's very true.
Maybe they should go with you.
Yeah, sure. They can come with me. I gotcha.
They know the risks.
They do.
So yeah, I'm gonna go in the
Very
portal.
happy.
Actually, the Dark Inquisitor himself takes a long look at the glowing object, but looks at you and says, "I need to know what dark evil has been awakened here," and he is ready to follow Valdis wherever Valdis goes, at least as long as it's through the portal.
Well, look at you, big man. Way to go.
And about half of his Inquisitors also have that steely-eyed look, like I'm here for the greater good of whatever I think the good is.
Deus Vult.
And the other half are kind of have that oh goodness, we're gonna die look.
This is great.
They are.
But yeah,
most assured.
they're gonna go with the Inquisitor. There is some incentive that they think staying here might also be a place to die.
Yep.
So pick your own path.
Yeah. Choose your own death.
Go on to that direction. Okay. Is anybody else going through?
I'm gonna be the last one.
Well, we might roll for that later. But for now, Esteban, how'd that scholarship go?
I got 4 raises on that one.
So 4 is a little light for your usual.
Can
And,
I do a greater luck on him? It's like add rank to value of any dice. If greater than 10, it explodes, and I have 3 ranks in that.
Yes, but not on future, for something future. I expect this might not be the last thing Esteban has to roll for
Okay.
in
Well, then I'll
using
hold on.
this or later. So just catch that as it comes up.
Hoo-hoo.
Well, I
Uh,
now have some more hero points than I thought I did, so spend him.
Okay, so with 4, for 1 raise, you absolutely think that you can siphon off power from the bomb into the other Signeth artifact. Their signatures match
Right.
up relatively well. In fact, a second raise, it gives you kind of this, like, wait a second, this is the same sort of energy that's in us, and the
Yeah.
same sorts of energy that probably is in Leandros. And then, so the other 2 raises are left for implementation. After 2 raises of that, you definitely feel like you know how to start. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. 2 to get it started.
Okay, well, I hopped 2 trying to siphon off that power, so, I don't explode.
Right, so you like fiddle with it underneath there, and you pull out probably a couple of like scientific-esque things, and like do some other sciencey stuff like that, and
Sciencey
everyone starts to see that red blue glow starts to also come from that original box that you got from the Dachi. So maybe we're making a smaller bomb? It's hard to say. I'm sure
I'm
nothing
sure
will
everything
explode.
will work out fine.
Unless you're looking at our background, then maybe you're not as
Wait a
confident
minute.
as I am.
Ugh.
Everyone else is kind of sitting around, I guess maybe except for Ursula.
Who's
So
looking
Ursula, how did you do on your resolve?
I got 5 raises on my resolve to find him.
Okay, so you notice 2 things. In dousing, your sword glows more when it's pointed at the bomb, the S bomb. So that makes it hard.
Yes.
to do what you're doing. So you're relying mostly upon the I scour the room at each pebble and try and like corner him so he couldn't like sneak past you kind of thing. While listening for footsteps of invisible people and the whole lot. And for
Yep.
5 raises, you feel pretty confident that if he's in this room, he's not physically in this room.
I'll growl in frustration and then go over towards the portal.
You're pretty sure that you didn't see anything, footprints move or any of that stuff as you went through the chamber. It's possible that he has since left through the portal. You haven't heard him in a bit.
I'll stop by the captain and like put a hand on his shoulder. I feel I must follow my son. Will you keep these two safe?
Yes. And then I look at Esteban and I'm like, quickly, before it explodes.
I'm working on it.
And then I'm gonna hop through the portal to go with Valdis.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
Bye bye, combat people.
And then there were 3.
The captain can fight.
Yeah. I can kind of shoot things.
Look, that bomb is the most dangerous thing in that room. You guys are fine.
Well, it explodes.
Well,
Okay.
you can't combat an explosion.
Nope.
Just watch us.
Refresh my memory real quick on what the other sign of
That bomb
artifacts
was
were.
Count of 5.
There's one that glows next whenever I'm near it. It's another box, I think, right? And then you have the blanket.
Yeah.
There's the other box that absorbs energy of some sort. And then, oh my gosh, where is my note? Where are my notes?
We don't have the egg, of course.
Nope, the egg is already hatched. There should be another one.
There's the gem that sticks to people,
Gem.
and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a side note, you definitely think that the other glowing box could also be used as an energy store, but it's already like half full or more. And you're on the right track there because you've got to the point where you're pretty sure you're going to fill up that box, but the problem is that you've already started the flow, so that energy is either going to go somewhere or you're going to have to abruptly cut it off, which you really think is a bad idea. You know,
Would it
the
be-
kind of like triggering the bomb to explode sort of thing.
Could we,
So once, go ahead.
could we get the energy out of the box, of the other box, and then use that to get the rest?
Possibly, but you'd need to take that box.
All right.
I toss her the box that was meant for her.
I'm gonna so regret this.
So when you touch it,
'Kay.
Esteban, it has been obviously this energy has been in it and the whole lot, and it like doesn't want to move right away, and then just give me a resolve roll.
Oh, just a straight resolve?
Yeah, I think just straight resolve, unless you have
Do I-
something like not dying or endurance as a skill. I don't think we have one of those.
I just have the escape danger skill.
Well, I mean, that's not a skill. That's just a thing.
Well, yeah. But does this count for flair?
Sure.
Ooh. Let's see how this goes. Maybe I should use my hero point.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use my hero point. Sorry if any of you get a wound. Okay, well, that was helpful. I have 2 raises.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're smart. You know, kind of. You've been studying this stuff. As soon as you touch it, you notice that it's starting to interact with the energy that's already in you.
Like it's trying to pull it out?
There's definitely a reaction there, and it becomes, I guess, really clear. Or your initial view is that you could pull more energy out of the box into you. You're not full up.
Okay.
Do
I
it.
still. Well,
Do it.
if I give this box to Ashlyn, could I the other box that is currently trying to sap power from this thing? Could I take it from that box? Kind of like a link in a chain.
You pretty sure that with a couple of raises from scholarship, you could redirect the power from the bomb into you.
Oh yeah, I'll totally do that.
Okay.
I mean, for
So-
science, right?
So you chuck this glowing box at Ashlyn, who catches it.
Yep.
And you basically interrupt the stream with your own hand.
What are you doing?
Hey, if this fails, use that.
Are you kidding? Are you batshit crazy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh my god, Captain!
We left sanity behind long ago.
The captain's thinking of his last 24 hours going, yeah, sanity, yeah, no. Like, get up on that.
Is
His
this gonna
mother-
need a scholarship roll?
Yeah, you need 2 raises,
Oh,
which should be doable, I would think.
yeah. I just rolled at least 2 10s, so yeah, I got way more than 2 raises. I got 5 raises.
Okay, so the extra 3 raises will let you kind of maybe direct things a little bit, so we'll get back to you. But from Ashlyn's
Wait a minute.
and the captain's perspective, what they just saw was he tossed the box to Ashlyn, who grabs it, and by the way, it just seems normal to you because you don't
Yeah,
have
fine.
any of that energy in you. And but you start to see this like stream of blue and red energy that's just kind of like going through Esteban's hand, and he's starting to like glow with the power.
He still has a blanket on, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
on, around, yeah. It doesn't seem to be having any impact on the scene.
I shoot him. Oh, okay.
It was really just a safety blankie.
It makes him
mean,
feel
it's
good. He
like
can cuddle with it
Watching
as
a
he's.
potential train crash, I'm like so like focused on that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like slack-jawed watching this happen.
Does he look like he's in pain or anything?
Not right away.
That-
The,
It'll
Wait,
be
so yes?
fine.
You had 3 extra raises, Esteban. So
Yeah.
you can give me 3 adjectives for what you want to do with that power. I'll let you think about that for a brief moment.
Yep.
And I'm just going to tell Valdez and Ursula that you jumped through the portal. And on the other side, it was really exciting. You're in a gray hall that is nondescript and heading in both directions. But as it turns, but there's a bunch of Inquisitors in here. Oh wait, yeah, okay. You know where they came from.
Right.
The portal is in the ceiling, but the ceiling's only like about 8 feet, so you could jump and stick a hand through it if you needed to. The Inquisitors are looking really scared and nervous. But other than that, there are not any signs of anything yet.
Ooh. I would like to comfort the Inquisitors with words.
Oh Jesus! Please don't.
I want to hear this so bad.
I want to
mean,
know what she's gonna say.
I mean, it comforts me, but these kids, these sweet summer children, please don't.
So I'm just going to like observe where we are and be like, oh, this isn't so bad. Last time there was a giant tentacle bearded monstrosity in here that almost killed me. We'll be fine. And then I'm gonna clap the nearest one on the shoulder, probably a little bit heavier than I should because I see them as soldiers and they're not really soldiers. They're just very well trained. And then probably turn to Valdez and Which direction would you like to go?
Well, I say we go down this way. I just pick a direction.
Yeah, I mean it's either left or right. They both look the same at the moment. So
Easy.
So you pick a
I really
direction.
hope they're all comforted by that.
they look. What's the word? Not comforted.
Well, I'm alive. You'll probably be fine. Just
They're,
use ranged weapons if you have them.
yeah, they're fine.
Okay. Well, back to Esteban. What adjectives do
cool.
you have in mind?
Well, the first adjective is distribute, perhaps to my companions here, who I'm sure are willing.
I mean, it's not an adjective, but I actually don't care. So
Oh,
continue.
hold on. Let me think here.
No, you don't have to make an adjective. I'm good. Just what else?
Oh,
you got?
okay. See, I kind of want to spread the energy a little bit to my companions. And then, gosh.
Okay, well, we'll start there and work our way to the other adjectives as they come along.
I haven't a thought, but I'll work it out here in just a second.
So he starts glowing, right? But then these like threads of power, like very much like one of those electricity balls that you touch, right? Those little like things go around the room into the ceiling, into there. Ashlyn and Captain, do you like avoid them or jump into them?
Again, my main concern is, does he look like he's in pain?
No.
Do you guys like
I don't know. I step back. I don't try to get in the way, but I guess I'm not too worried about it.
Can I assume or use scholarship like to figure out whether or not that's his form of releasing energy onto us, or if it's like another thing that's going to attack and kill us?
Sure.
Okay.
It makes good sense to roll some scholarship to try and figure out what the heck's going on there
Yeah.
in that mess of a thing.
Then. All right, 3 raises.
Okay, 3 raises. One, it's relative. You feel like you can agree that it's him trying to disperse the energy rather than like it going uncontrolled. It still feels like he's got relative control over things, which is probably good. But you do feel like there's probably going to be. If there's enough power, right, to basically blow up the island, you're very skeptical about the outcome of him taking a lot of that into him.
Okay. So I look over to the captain and was like, Captain, if we don't do this, his energy it might release onto the island or to other people. He can't contain it himself. We need to help. And I touch the orb.
You touch the actual orb itself. Okay.
For power thing, whatever he gave us, that thing.
Oh, the cube you got, not the glowing orb in the middle of the room that he's siphoning. Not
No,
the
just
S-bomb.
whatever that came out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, my little tendril of energy.
Yep.
Okay. Sure. Okay, do you have another word for me, Esteban?
So I don't think that I can control all of this energy, right?
What's your arrogance level?
High. It's high. So you said you wanted 3 adjectives, right?
Yeah, we started with distributedly or something.
Yeah. I mean,
So, as a side note, you will totally
yeah.
get a hero point for experimenting with this new power that you have at your fingertips.
I don't know how to put this into adjectives. I'm just wondering if I can direct this power
Are you
at
sure?
something.
Are you looking for verbs or adjectives?
I mean, at this point, whatever. Pick a word.
Oh,
You can't do things with adjectives.
Like, strong.
Sure. I
Smart.
yeah. Well, no, more like academic. I mean,
Beefcake.
yes, definitely, totally beefcake.
Reading all those books.
I definitely think you shouldn't overthink it and just go with instinct, because Esteban doesn't have a moment to
Hot.
sit
No,
here.
yeah.
3 words that come to mind. Go.
Yeah. Well, like I said, academic, judicious.
Okay.
Ladies' man.
Yeah.
Is that an adjective? I'm
It's
so
good
bad
enough.
with English.
Judicious.
And
Judgmental.
and let's be honest, selfish.
It's a great adjective.
Well, I'm excited about that. Okay, so although it's pretty, I'm going to give you some points. I don't know, not hero points, but some points for picking 2 adjectives that are basically contradictory, right? Because distributing things out and then selfishness kind of have that contradictory feel to them. So I think that's great. That being said, Ashlyn, as you're like feeling that tendril of power, and you've got that box in your hand, you feel like you have that option to take some of that power into yourself, like your compatriots have done. Although, a side note, it's not the
Goes
power
against
that's
everything.
that's
What?
stuck in it's not the power that's stuck in Giuseppe, which of course was at one point,
Must be.
so you're not making that right
Uh-oh.
yet.
Do it, Ashley.
But you
I've
do
been
have.
actually debating about that with my character. Like, I've been doing not the things I want to do, so I need to fix them. But yes.
I mean, you could do other things with the box. I mean, the box seems to have mostly covered its stuff up, or mostly be contained, I should say. And I mean, you don't know if it's about to explode or not. But you've got that too. So you have some options there.
So the box can absorb this energy, and I don't need to.
You think the box is full? Sorry. But
So I have to.
But it's contained, so it's not like you don't feel like it's about to explode or anything.
So I don't need to absorb this power.
Unless you want to put more power in the box. I mean, but it's kind of you have to put the power somewhere, and the box isn't going to be enough.
Well, then, I mean, I my character doesn't have like any choice because she doesn't want innocent people to die. So she'll do that. Like, just.
So you grab onto that tendril of energy and try and siphon it off in hopes that Esteban does not explode, or really that nothing explodes.
Nothing explodes. That's yeah.
No explosions.
Wait, our party's goal is for nothing to explode?
Yeah, screw that background.
I don't know if I've had that goal before within an adventuring party. But anyways, here we are. Esteban.
Yep.
You start to realize the great potential of this power. In fact, you feel like pretty strongly that you start to understand a little bit of what Leandros and his people have done with that power, because you have multiple ways to tackle gaining that power and using it for yourself, right? You start to see this infinite possibilities of how you could gain power beyond the dreams of any scientist, and this is your starting point for that, and you feel comfortable that it is probably best that you have that power because you're better at deciding what's right and wrong than anyone else.
Yeah.
And so you do your best to gather all that power. You're going to need one more roll. It's going to
Okay.
be Resolve Scholarship.
Okay.
Wait, do I see what's her face grabbing on or absorbing energy as well?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna touch the Tesla coil.
Excellent.
Cool.
Okay. So, Ricardo, when you grab the Tesla coil, you almost instantly hear your mother's voice in your head saying, This is the path that I went down. Together we can be even stronger." And I guess not only that, you get kind of the you give me this power and I can live again.
Whoa.
Ooh. 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 Ooh.
No.
Okay.
Okay, well that sounds great. How'd your Resolve Scholarship go, Esteban?
Well, it went okay. Maybe I got 2 raises.
Okay.
Cause not so good with the resolve.
So his feet lift off the ground as he absorbs the power from the S bomb. There is a moment where the S bomb is floating in the air, and the 3 concentric circles stop their rotation, and it kind of blinks, and then it goes out. So the color disappears from it, and you hear like the clanking on the ground as the metal rings hit the ground. And Esteban is like floating in the air, these tendrils of magic, Tesla coiling off of him in all directions. His eyes glowing
This is not
deep
good.
blue as the power of the world courses through him, that he can become godlike or whatever that he wants to be.
I'm gonna walk over to him and try to pull him back down to earth, physically and metaphorically.
I need that.
Physically and metaphorically speaking, I need to pull him back down to earth.
Okay, I
We
want
got a
both
portal to go through here.
Ricardo and Ashlyn to also roll Resolve Scholarship for me to like suck energy into yourself.
Okay.
You get Flair if you haven't done this before, Ricardo.
Oh, am I doing scholarship? Is that it?
Yes, Resolve
Oh, you're
Scholarship.
Resolve scholarship.
Resolve scholarship. Ooh, I'm so good at those things.
Three.
Well, that's certainly better than me.
So you totally know you've researched all of
0.
this.
What?
I only have a 2 with resolve. 3 dice. I rolled a 2, and a 4. Yeah, nope, that's it. 2, a 2, and a 4.
Yeah, that's probably for the best, Ricardo. To be honest, I mean, at least
Well, I tried to help.
given your encounters from last time and the power and all that. But anyway, so you aren't very good at it. On the other hand, Ashlyn is really good at it. She understands how this is going, and she starts drawing the power into her in the way that she sort of expected it would happen in the past. So you siphon off enough, and you're hoping that that's enough to keep Esteban from like exploding into power godhood, or at least exploding is probably the thing you want to keep it from doing.
Yeah.
But you do feel the power course through you, and you now are extra panache, I guess, right? You were the panache one.
Yeah.
So your panache is now 5, if you need to panache anything. The power of extra awesomeness, specifically panache awesomeness, is now within you.
Right.
It's like the power of Grayskull, only not gray or scully.
Good thing on that.
So you've gotten that. Esteban does his thing and then kind of flashes out, and the power is too much for his current mortal soul and brain. So as he continues glowing, but he passes out and falls to the floor into Ricardo's arms as you're attempting to grab him. And while he has like kind of a dull glow going with him at the moment, he is otherwise unconscious.
My hero.
I try to talk to him, and I cradle him. I don't know. I don't want him to fall. But yeah, I cradle him. And I try to talk to him a little bit. And I say, Esteban, are you okay? We need you. Are you okay? Come back to us.
At the moment, he seems unresponsive.
I slap him.
I take a wound.
I mean, you take,
No, Mom, I don't need your help slapping my friends.
you do take a flesh wound, but they disappear at the end of the scene, and it's just one, so like probably not a big deal. As a side note, you also take a flesh wound, Ricardo, as your like hand slaps against the power that's currently coursing through him, and it kind of shocks you.
Ooh.
What's going on over there?
He does not wake up right away.
He's asleep. I rummaged through his pack. Does he have some bad smelling oil?
Oh,
Nose.
Epsom salts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to take a little bit because his pack is huge.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, at least it is for this trip because they like bagged up most of the lab before they came, right? So they're dragging stuff.
Right.
And you have no idea where things are, so it takes you a little bit to go through his stuff, and you're like, but you will find some Epsom salts. But I'm gonna skip back to our other crew that are within the blood portal, and have picked a random direction.
Yep.
You start to hear like clamoring of voices ahead, but none of them are speaking in a language that you understand.
And that's a bad thing.
And none of them sound like human.
Gesture for the Inquisition soldiers to halt, and then I'm gonna look at Valdis. Do we want to sneak ahead? Should we wait for the group?
I think sneaking is pretty much out the window at this point, mostly because we're in a hallway. Not a lot of places to hide or be stealthy like, so I think our best bet is to actually just charge in swords blazing. Or swords frozen in my case.
Swords drawn, banners flying. That's what all the other knights did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It worked out for
burst
them.
into flame. I'm all for just charging in. That's what we do best.
Why change a good thing? Let's do it.
Right? Oh, boy.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's go.
Okay. I will ask the Dark Inquisitor to have his people try and refrain from being in melee with anything that is bigger than me or Valdis, if they want to live.
Yeah. Try
And then
and
we're
stay
just gonna go.
behind us if
Yes.
you can.
And if shit gets too real, run back to where we know the portal is and get the others.
Yep.
That part is very important.
Okay, I love the charging in, banners flying. So you run into the room where you hear the voices. It's a big. Everything in here, like before, is kind of spherical. I mean, like so half sphere because you got a floor. In this room, like up against one wall, there's a whole bunch of like iron cages,
Oh.
and there you see at least one other shark man. You don't think it's Big T. It's got like a hammerhead shark thing, and he did more like a white great white head, but otherwise looks kind of like him. There's some smaller ones, but they all look fey to you, and they're all currently kind of like yelling at each other, talking, and that's the voices that you heard. Uh, the other things in the room is in the middle of the room there is like a uh, table, almost altar-y. It's got kind of like a cloth on it and gold trim and all of that stuff that makes it look that way. In the middle of the table there is a golden cup. The
Well, shit.
the and chained to like that area is a big, tall, red, black beard tentacled thing that looks kind of familiar.
God damn it! Is it like fully look like the one that we encountered, or is it in transition?
It looks. There might be a few extra tentacles. Otherwise, it looks the
Gross.
same.
Even fuller transition.
And there's nobody that's not currently in a cage and or chained.
You do not see anyone else, although I guess the cup does seem to be like glowing. There's a light coming out from it, and it's not like one of those golden healthy lights. It's again one of these kind of like bluish with a ugly red tint coming from it.
All right, Valdis, this is going to be a lot of you, because those cages probably have locks that we need your key for, and that cup is definitely magic, and I don't do shit with that, so...
Right.
Do you think the dagger would be helpful?
Maybe. It might be useful. Depends. We're gonna have to engage this thing and just figure this shit out.
Well, it's still chained to something, so as long as it stays chained, we're probably fine to get the rest of these guys out.
So,
Right.
Prioritize rescue, then fighting.
so you're looking at that chain, and you're not sure how long it really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not. It's definitely like coiled up a little bit, so you don't know how far it can get. And as another side note, it has seen you, and it looks angry.
Can I attempt to intimidate it into staying where it is while Valdis begins doing whatever it is that he needs to do with his magic shit?
Do it.
Well, since you use the word attempt in that sentence, you can do that. Yeah.
Oh god. This is gonna be
What
great.
if I spend my second hero point for stare down, which is a thing that I can do.
Oh.
I spend a hero point to intimidate a character into backing down from a threat, letting me into somewhere I shouldn't be, or otherwise getting out of my way.
I mean, I think it's stretching it a little bit to call this a character, but you did beat it the last time you fought, so yeah, spend your hero point.
Oh god, it's the same one? Oh no!
Did I say that? I mean, there's that glint of recognition in its horrible bug-filled, like eye things.
Well, he shouldn't have been an asshole.
He shouldn't have been an asshole. We could have been friends. So as I make eye contact with it and recognize that it is the same one, I will reach for my sword, and then, Valdis, please hurry.
Yep.
Okay. So, Ricardo, you found some smelling salts. You,
I'm just gonna just kind of shove it up one nostril.
That's how that works.
This is great, right? So you shove what up the nostril specifically?
The Epsom salt.
Like, so you pour it out and then shove it up, or you
Yeah, I
take
get a
the
pinch
bottle?
of it and then I rub it on his and I shove it up his
Okay.
nose.
Okay. I had this vision of you like shoving the bottle up his nose, and I thought that
Me
was great.
too.
Opening the lid, shoving the bottle, and just tipping it, hitting the other end.
Okay.
I hear these are good for you. No, just a pinch.
He looks like he's starting to come around. Yeah.
What happened to the sphere or bomb?
It's gone. Its pieces are lying on the ground.
Okay.
That is not if anything is about to explode, it's probably Esteban.
I'm gonna grab Esteban by his toga blanket. I'm gonna hoist him up and set him on his own 2 feet.
Can I stand?
So Esteban, as
Yeah.
you blacked out, you found yourself in standing in a dark room, uh, or just darkness, in all directions. But standing with you was Leandros.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. That's who I want to see.
He turns to you and says, "Now you understand. You understand the power that is available to us, so that we can take all of those false prophets and false gods and the power of science, the power of understanding the world of this ancient power, that becomes ours. It is mine just like now it is yours. Do you really wish to destroy this power so that we cannot remake the world as a better place?"
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could remake the world as a better place, but you're kind of a tool, and I really don't want you to have this power either. So, given the two options, I gotta go with no. No to you having this power.
But you yourself would take it?
Well, I didn't say that necessarily. I guess we're gonna see what happens.
It is the folly of the righteous, right? That they believe that you have the answer. Is that not what your friends have accused me of?
Well, in your case, I think it's just true.
I would agree. At least in the sense that I do believe that I can make the world a better place. That I can make this realm something that is no longer pestered by the unbelievers and the fae and these other spirits that seek to.
Well, you see, that
people.
just rubs me the wrong way. The whole point of science is that you have scientific discourse. You can have people who disagree. Now, I may think I know the best answer, but that doesn't mean I want to silence everyone else. And that's
right,
what you're
but
up
it is
to.
those that silence that we can destroy. We will.
No, you're the one who's trying to silence people, so I'm just going to destroy you.
And then he stops for a second. I mean, maybe because he doesn't want to have this internet argument, but but actually for other reasons. And he turns to
Because
you
we
and
got some
says,
Epsom salts coming in here.
"I'm sure this is because of the Epsom salts. Well, very soon we will see the answers to your questions." And then he disappears, and you start groggily opening your eyes as, oh my God, someone has stuffed a bunch of Epsom salts up your nose, and it's really bad and horrible.
What did you do?
So I just push. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
no, yes.
Sniff it out. Now stand. Stand on your own 2 feet.
Whoa. Where am I?
Are you all right?
What happened?
What do you remember?
I was talking to Leandros.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
No, just now. Not here, somewhere else. I don't have time to explain. What's going on?
Valdis and Ursula went through the portal with the Inquisitors.
Yep.
We should follow as soon as we can, so that.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Let's go.
You sure?
I try to take a few steps towards the portal. How did I do?
Yeah, you're woozy, but you're doing okay. You also can now kind of see these power structures and connections and stuff going around, so you see that Ashlyn has taken the power. You can see that. You can see Ricardo's latent power. You can see dark energy around the pocket where the amulet is, or locket, as we're now calling it.
Ooh, Captain, that locket. That looks like bad news.
More than anything, though, you can see the blood portal, and you're pretty sure you can just control it with your mind now. You have become one with the blood portal.
Oh, that sounds great. I open it. If it's not already
I
open.
mean, it's already kind of open.
Okay, yeah.
But she has
He opens
stopped
it even
being
more.
recently, and you can actually tell when you do that there are other blood portals out there, and I think if you spent some time, you could figure out where they might like be and go. But not that takes some thought.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you, Ricardo and Ashlyn, you kind of see Esteban look at the blood portal, then it kind of like extra boils and like opens up, and you can like you can almost even like see some grayness on the other side, as if it's in shadow.
Ashlyn, thanks for helping me out there. I know you had my back.
Yeah, for any of my friends, I do. But is that you right then? The portal?
Would you believe me if I said no?
No.
All right, then. Let's go.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right. I take a strip of cloth off of like my tunic and I wrap my hand. So it should stay open, yeah?
I'll get it back open if not.
Okay.
Pull out
I mean,
my. Oh,
You mean
no, go ahead.
no, you go. I'm just.
No. I
flavor
was just.
stuff. If you have something to actually do.
No, I don't.
Oh, I pull out my sword and a pistol and start wading into the portal.
Okay.
And look at you two and say, together we are strong. Remember this. Through wind and wave, we sail on. And I jump in.
Well, I've never gone through one of these before.
I'm going to spend a hero point as well.
Yeah. That hero point
It's
gives-
nothing. You just.
And I jump in.
Okay. You jump into the the corridor with that looks the same either direction, but I suspect you might be hearing noise coming from one direction. But to find out what that noise is, I'm going to need to talk to Ursula and Valdis.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have intimidated Fur Tentacle Beast. I should probably call him Tentborg. That works for me. It's officially a Tentborg if I have to write it up later.
Mm.
Which is not unlike many people think that's where like a tent gets like assimilated by the Borg, but that's not what this is.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, it's
No.
something different.
No, it's not that.
We're doing
I can explain later, but.
Yep.
But for now, it doesn't matter. But it is staring at you, gives you kind of that. Well, as long as you don't come near the cup, I'm okay. Look, and you guys and Valdis, you're heading over towards the cages, right?
Yep.
So we'll just say like the first cage has like some standard she elf thing. So it's it's got like a kind of an ethereal, unhuman look to it, and it has generally been calm and saying only small snippets of things to some of the other things, unlike the hammerhead shark person over there,
Right.
whose name is Big Head rather than Big T.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's making a lot of noise, but that's the first one you get to on this side.
Cool. I will go ahead and spend a hero point to make an ice key.
Yeah, no problem. So now, if the same key is used for all of these cages, you're in good luck, right?
That would be fortunate. Which I really hope is the case. Otherwise, these other people are shit out of luck.
Who
Well, I mean,
would have that many different keys? How would you remember which one they go to?
It's got to be the same, right?
I mean, it would be stupid to have different keys for all of these cages.
But you're just going to start opening and going along, right?
Yep.
And I'm
yes,
keeping
you
an
get to the
eyeball on our tent board friend.
Hmm.
you get to the second cage, and your key does in fact work. So
Oh, good.
Hey.
I know the bad guys are insane, but they're not that insane.
Hey, Big Head, you want to watch my back while I open up these other cages? going to take that as a yes and continue on.
How perturbed are our Inquisition friends that we're now releasing fey creatures?
Well, they're at that point already that they're kind of like, even if we disagree with you, we're probably not going to survive through it. So we're just going to sit here and assume you're somehow destroying them or something.
Right, yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Totally destroying them. Be free! Be free!
I mean, unless you're really good in combat, in which case I'll need you here in a second, so stick around.
Really, though, because I'm not leaving that cup here. That's coming with us.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
cup's coming with us. And
the
it's
contents
definitely...
not so much, but definitely the cup.
Yeah. And that thing's definitely gonna fight us if we get anywhere near it, so unless you're very, very, very quick.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the game plan. Open the cages, all the cages, and then once all the cages are open and everyone's gone, we go towards the cup and grab it.
Okay,
Yep.
well, surprisingly, you don't get to that point.
What?
About halfway through the opening of cages, Leandros forms by the table.
Ah!
Leandros,
Am
what
I
is
gonna
your
die
cruel,
today?
evil master plan? As I
He
try to convince him to monologue while I keep unlocking cages.
he takes, you're unlocking those cages, and he shakes his head in a not very amused sort of way, and like raises his hand, puts one on the cup, and like
Oh.
darkness spreads from his fingers and
Yeah, you need to cut
flies
his
in your
hand off.
direction.
I'm
Oh
gonna
no!
I'm gonna
Hey,
try
Oh,
and
no.
cut off his arm.
To be clear, it's Valdis's direction. And also, he's standing right next to Tentborg. So,
I'm still gonna rush him and cut off his hand because that'll stop the power that's going towards my son.
okay, so Valdis, the dark power totally misses you because it's actually aimed at the Fae,
Hey.
Okay.
and like from each finger, one of them grabs one of the Fae, and you start to see they each start screaming in pain as he starts like sucking their soul into the cup or something like that.
Oh,
Jesus
you dirty
Christ.
freaking bastard.
Inquisition fire! And then I'm gonna run at him.
There's always he just shakes his head and says,
Oh god.
"You, at every step you thwart me, and I am not amused."
If it weren't for you meddling kids.
That nibbling dog. Or tentacle.
Is he looking at everybody when he says that, or just me and Valdez?
You and Valdis mostly, although he's actually, I mean, his head is mostly at Valdis, because Valdis is,
You interfere. It's like, yeah, that's interesting, but I don't care. Ice sword.
Hey.
Okay, so before we get into things after this, the other three of you are down the hall when you hear someone who is probably Ursula yell something like, "Fire Inquisitors!" from the right passageway. There also seems to be a lot of like clanking and like other general yelling and stuff coming from that direction.
Will we run that way?
Yep.
I
Wait.
stumble that way, hoping I can move my legs that fast.
Is the whole party gonna be together at the beginning of a fight? What?
No,
Oh
fight's gonna
my
start before they get here.
I am going to do a hero point to vanish. So he can't locate me in case he has like his superpower radar thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Ursula, you charge, and the tent board gets in your way, like it's his job.
Yeah.
Do it. Take it out.
Yeah. I care less about him at the moment, so if I can, I would like to, like a very professional football player, spin around him and still try and cut off Big Bad's arm. Because I don't want him touching that cup anymore.
Okay. Tentborg has tentacles, and you've seen from past experience that they like to grab people and drag them into the horrible maw, pincered maw that is at the center of the tent board. It attempts to grab you with 8 raises, so you're going to need 8 raises
Jesus.
to get around it.
Ugh.
Okay, that's gonna be difficult to get around. Don't worry, Mom, I got him.
Tentborg or the bad guy?
The bad guy. I got the bad guy.
Okay, that's good. He seems to have a lot of magic. I'll take care of this.
You got this.
Okay. Thanks for the faith, son. And I guess instead of trying to get around him, now that I've been told it's okay to not do that, I'll fight him mano a mano, brute versus brute.
Okay.
Hand to hand.
Not hand to hand. I need my sword.
That's what mano a mano means.
Okay.
Man to man.
So if you're not trying to avoid the tentacles, you instead hack at them. Well, we'll get to that when you do it.
Yeah.
But you're probably taking some damage, but you know that.
Yeah. This is what I'm built for.
So give it a strike as dramatically this is happening right as the other 3 are running into the room.
Yep.
Valdez, you'll still get an action before the 3 of them, but
Cool.
so give me some horrible 2-handed Draconizing Sword of Doom there or so.
I am very good at that.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Aw, yeah.
Everybody
because
has
I'm
your specialty. Ashland's specialty is talking men into things, and yours is
No, it's not actually. I failed so many times. Attempting.
Oh, that's so great. All right, so I have 6 raises. Question on the war. Does the Tentborg in this scene count as a villain, or does just our scary cup man count as the villain?
Nope, they're both villains. So
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and activate my virtue then to deal the extra wounds. So I have 6 raises, and I have 6 additional wounds on those raises, as well as an additional dramatic wound. Because as is tradition, First Strike always has signature weapon, and I believe that is all of my hero points at the moment.
we'll have to fix that somehow. But you hit it for 12, that and 1 dramatic wound. It remembers this fight just like you do as you cleave into a bunch of tentacles that are headed your direction, and they go chopping off, spilling black ichor, and squirming around on the floor like halves of worms that have no head. And it roars as it does 8 points of damage to you with its raises.
Yep.
Did manage to get... Well, no, it's just doing damage, so you take 8 points of damage this round.
It's 1 dramatic wound each.
Yep. Who can take more dramatic wounds? Or how many danger points do I have? Oh, wait. Did I mention that? I haven't used those in a couple episodes, but hey, we're at a thing.
Oh, great. Now you remember them.
It'll be fine.
Okay, Valdez. What's the plan? You've
Okay,
got a bunch of Fae dying around you.
Yeah, he's bleeding him dry, being a dick. Yeah, I'm gonna put an end to this 2-bit magician. So I'll summon my ice sword and try and cut his arm off.
Okay. I think we can safely say that Ursula has Tentborg's full attention. They don't like each other from the past and did the intimidation and all that. So you can head that direction.
Mm-hmm.
In order to do that, you have to pass through some of these dark lines that are sucking the essence of Fae
Right.
from your direction. Do you care, or do you just bowl right through them?
I bowl right through him.
Are they similar to what I saw when I had the dagger initially?
No. They feel like something else.
Yeah.
As a side note, they actually have physical form when you run into them, so they kind of like curl around you, and you like get 3 of them as you head that direction. They slow you down just a little bit. and there's a bunch of like Fae screaming from behind you. So it'll cost you 1 raise to get through the web of Fae life force
Okay. All right.
as you make your attack.
I will roll my attack then. Luckily, I've got a 5 in attack now, so that should be pretty good.
Ooh.
Oh,
So,
oh, oh, damn. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 10 raises.
Hey,
Holy shit. That was-
get him! Get him!
It's 3 10s in a row, so yeah, 10 raises total. Oh my god.
Hey, you've learned something from these last fights.
Yeah, apparently.
If you have a 5 in weaponry, do those explode?
Yeah, the 10s explode, yeah.
Oh shit!
That's how he got
Nice.
to 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 3 10s, and then those exploded, so.
Nice.
So remind me, were you going for his hand in an Ursula maneuver, or were you just trying to like kill him?
I was going for his. I mean, he's holding the cup, so yeah, I was going for his arm in an Ursula maneuver.
Nice. We have a theme.
It's been pretty much a theme.
hands.
We like cutting villains' arms off.
I've taught my son well.
We try and do one a session. We're pretty good. Like, out of like 7 sessions before, the ones before this, we've cut off at least 4 arms. So that's, we're at a 50% ratio there.
Yeah.
Quota, guys.
Okay. 10 raises is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. He snarls at you as you approach, of course. You slam your ice sword into the arm that is holding the cup. At this stage, by the way, you at some point you glance down, you can see that like this swirling in the cup, like this big mist in the cup that's kind of growing from this. But anyways, you're not really paying attention to that. You're paying attention to your sword as it bites into his arm. And Ursula will kind of remember this too, but as you cut through it with 10 raises, because you totally do, there's still like a shadowy connection between the arm and him, and it seems pretty strong. It's like there's almost like a darkness there as you chop through the arm, and it separates, and he starts bleeding ichor, but his hand is still clutched to the cup, and he turns his gaze to you and says, "Enough." And there's like this blue-red force that comes from his eyes in Superman fashion.
Bring an arm, armless wonder.
And it blasts into you for 11 points of damage.
Ow.
Knocking you backwards and kind of into a wall.
Ow.
Ouch.
That would probably count as distracting for me.
You're sitting there fighting Tent Bulg when Valdis goes flying by.
It's okay, he said he got this. I have to trust him.
That's 2 dramatic wounds, right?
Yep, that's 2 dramatic wounds. I'll be okay.
Boy. I believe in you. Just don't actually die.
It sure looks like you gave him a dramatic wound too.
Well, I mean, with my extra 5 I got last time, I also took hard to kill, so there's that.
Hey!
Things you've learned from Mom.
Because I learned from Mom. So that's what I need to do. Not die. Gotcha.
Oh,
Good life
Thanks
lesson.
for the tip, Mom.
Such a simple
I can
skill.
just see this heart-to-heart moment happening between you and her, and she just looks at you, and this moment of understanding was just don't die.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I had to do is just not die?
That's all I had to do was not die.
Right.
All right.
perfect. I'm very happy with this.
Okay, Ricardo, and you run into the room and you see Valdis go flying. You've seen the whole scene. What do you do? Oh, actually, Ricardo, while you think about that, I should first mention to Ashlyn and probably Esteban too, because you looked into the lore of this sort of stuff. You may have like maybe thought this, but both of you are pretty comfortable that that's the Grawl.
Oh my
table.
god.
Just to be clear, it fits the descriptions that you have and all that jazz.
Yeah, well, it's on the ground, so come on over here and get it.
As
Big old goblet, big old
I
magical
need to grab
goblet
that.
on the table. What? The Grawl? I'm so surprised.
Right, I know.
Uh,
But it's
yeah.
killing it like the Fae.
Okay, Ricardo, what's your plan?
Where? So, we've got Ursula fighting the tent Borg, and then the Leandros is just tossed Valdis across the room, and there are a bunch of fish people and Fae creatures standing around having their souls being sucked out of them and poured into the Grawl.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. I'm gonna steal the Grawl. That's the goal. I'm gonna run up, slide across the table, grab the Grawl, and hopefully just keep sliding across the.
I mean, it's got a
Keep
hand
going.
attached to it, but it's fine.
I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, that's actually a Ricardo specialty, the run off with the animated hand.
Run off with the dude's hand.
He doesn't get flair because he's done this before.
He doesn't get flair.
Not this session, I haven't.
No, okay, not this scene. Yeah, make a roll there. That's going to be like a finesse acrobatics type thing.
Okay. Ooh. 4 raises.
Okay, no problem, right? You slide under Tent Bulg and those tentacles. You're like, oh yeah, I remember those. And I'm going to know how to avoid them this time. And you leap up and you've got this like diving thing across the table to take the Grawl, and you grab onto the Grawl and it like just doesn't move, like it's anchored in space solidly, and you kind of like go whipping around it. But with 4, you manage to keep your hand on as you kind of do this circle wheel thing around that brings you right to face with Leandros.
Hi.
You fail to amuse me.
You fail to have arms.
Biggest diss.
Poking those weak points.
Have you seen? Are you a fan of Monty Python? Huh?
It's just a
Tis
flesh.
only a flesh wound, right? That's yeah. Okay, Ashlyn.
So is the girl still trying to suck out the energy from the Fae, or has
Yes.
that been negated?
That is the case. Like the little pixie thing is totally like just a gray dust at this point, so it's gone. But like the shark person and the tall elf, they're like down on one knee, kind of half gray, looking horrible.
Based off of what I know, do I know a way of stopping the Grawl from like sucking out their life force?
You have 0 experience or knowledge that the Grawl sucks people's life force out. That seems kind of new.
That
Okay.
shouldn't stop you from doing something.
It's supposed to be like a protective charm, a granter of life, something like that. You're actually
And
kind
his
of.
hand is still on that, isn't it?
What was that?
So his hand is still on the Grawl.
Yes. So is
he's using
Ricardo's, for that matter.
Disembodied hand.
I run up behind. Fuck it. I go up next to Ricardo and I try to wrench off the hand from the Grawl. And I do that like whipping my dagger around and like
shoving it between and like using it as like a lever. And I'm doing it with like a lot of flair and panache. To get that hand off the girl.
Sure.
Okay. So then that is that just since I'm using dagger, can I use aim to make sure I like get to the weak points and like pry his hand off?
Aim is ranged, so it'd only be if you were throwing it, so it's got to be melee.
Can I use my theft?
Ooh.
Okay. You mean you're already vanished, right? So your goal is to try and sneak up to it and steal the grawl out from under his clasped hand.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one.
Okay.
I think she's trying to remove the hand from the grawl.
Yeah.
Yes.
But hey, if she can take it, that's...
I mean, it's a lot like
Right,
stealing
that's
the
a
hand,
plus.
right?
Yeah. She's taking the hand that beats her.
No.
I hope not. We have other things to discuss.
So if my panache is at ring 5, that means the 10s explode, right?
No. It's only when your skills are at rank
No.
5.
Okay. I was hoping to push for it. Okay. I only got 5.
Any dice that roll equal to or below your skill turn into 10s.
Oh my god, what?
He did his speech.
My speech.
I forgot all about that.
Okay,
How long
well,
ago did you do that?
while you look at that,
Just before we
Ricardo,
went into the thing.
I did forget something as he's face to face with you. He
Yeah.
might have too because he's so annoyed right now. But he goes, Captain, one would think you might want them to back off if you want to see your crew again.
Oh no!
He's lying. He's a liar.
As you cough up a little bit of blood from the far side of the room.
Yeah, he's full of shit. Blah.
I pause. I think about it for a second.
Okay, while you're thinking about it, what was your total theft there, Ashlyn?
I have 7. No, hold on. 8. Because the 2, so 2, like anything below, right?
Equal to or below.
Okay, alright, then it is 8.
Okay. You're with 8. I feel like you can get the hand, but you can't get it off the grawl. It seems pretty attached. So you're gonna have to like cut fingers, I guess.
I'm okay with that.
So, but it does not seem too attached to him. So I think you could like, as he's distracted, you like, you've got your magic invisibility, right? You like sneak up and you run off with the hand in the grawl. Well, no, actually, sorry, it's stuck in place because Ricardo's got it too.
Can I kick him?
So,
like- Or can I whisper to him, like, let go? And can I go?
it's not going to move even if you let go, though. It's already anchored. It's my. So,
Or hacking off fingers it is.
so you are talking about hacking off fingers.
Yep.
You got 8 raises and he's got 5 fingers. So you're working on that right now.
Okay. I am hacking off his fingers.
Okay. Esteban, as you walk into the room, of course, you see all of this, but you also can kind of sense the power that's being sucked into the girl. It looks really crazy different. It has like a different color to it. You're going to guess it's a fae based on what's going on. And of course, Leandros, who also seems to have, somewhat similar power to you.
Is the growl feeding him any power?
Not currently, no.
Okay.
Looks like it's all taking it into the growl.
I want to interrupt the growl feeding from these fey creatures. I want that to stop.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my intellect to figure out how to do that.
Okay, it's using your newfound power.
Yes,
it's going to
that.
be a lot of straight wits. So just roll me a straight wits. Although flair for the first time you've tried to stop Faye for this scene or something. So
Sounds good.
Feel free to flare that.
And do I still get that reroll thing?
No, that's from a skill.
All right, it's not a skill. All right, let me do some math real quick. 3 raises.
Okay. Still struggling a little with your newfound power, but you're trying to interfere with the Grawl there. And more so the ritual that he used to start doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And all around you can kind of see like this energy that sprouts from Esteban, who is glowing, by the way, for Ursula and Valdis, if you notice.
Totally normal, don't worry about it.
It like encompasses each of the remaining Fae. The next thing that happens is there's a bunch of really loud musket fire as the there we are. Inquisition, suddenly couldn't remember the word. They fire into a tent bulg org, and they do some damage to it.
Hey, thanks, guys. Keep it up.
The main Inquisitor himself has drawn his blade and a pistol, the Dark Inquisitor, and is striding across the room towards Leandros.
Oh boy, he's a brave one. If he lives, you should date him.
I'm invisible, but I'm blushing.
Okay. There. That puts us back with Ursula and the monsters.
Hey.
The monster gets to hit you, and then you get to hit the monster, so you can start on that.
Yep.
So it looks like it drags you towards its maw, crushing you with some spikes and tentacles, and in a really cruel and horrible-looking fashion for anybody who's watching, because it's 10 more wounds.
Ow.
You're okay.
Are you
Fine,
okay?
That's only 3 out of 5. I get exploding dice now, right?
Yep.
Hey!
3 out of 5 is exploding dice.
What's that? You want me to come heal you?
Fuck off! Not yet.
Stay away from my exploding dice.
Let me use them once. So does that count for what I just rolled? Because if it does, we have some fun stuff coming up.
Let's say that it does, because I was going to have it attack first.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3 exploding dice, which means I need 3 more dice in my roll. 6. Then we'll just clear these out. Aha! Oh, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Technical difficulties. So, 8. 8 raises.
Okay, that does produce a dramatic wound.
Yes!
So it's at 2 dramatic wounds, and you're at 3.
Yeah.
I hurt.
As
I hurt a lot.
I mean, it was drawing you toward its mouth, so you like stab it like deep down the gullet, and it like chokes and gags and kind of spits you out a little bit. And as the two of you face off again, it decides to pick up that big axe thing that it's got with its like non-tentacle hands, and it's looking to smush you with that in the
That is what
future.
it did last time, so, you know.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
Valdis.
Cool. After being thrown up against a wall I'm gonna get back in there, and I'm gonna charge that guy. I'm not finished yet. No hands. I will charge and proceed to attack him.
Yeah, give me an attack. Explode those 10s.
Because I get those hot bonuses.
I mean, that's why the background is what it is today, right? Because you guys are going to do so many exploding dice.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
No.
You know that?
And not because I'm going to explode.
That's going to be 8 raises.
Hey, get him!
Okay, you stab him good. It does not look like it dramatically wounds him this time, as there's no appendages left to, like, cut off. You stab right through him. He gives you that's only a flesh wound look. Unlike, which is different than the Black Knight from Monty Python's only a flesh wound look, because it wasn't actually a flesh wound. Anyways.
Right.
But you basically like stab through him, but he doesn't seem to care a lot. And Ricardo is right there, and you almost stumble over Ashlyn because she's like under the table with a hand sticking out with a knife, cutting off some fingers.
I'm buying you time.
Yay! Keep going.
So
Keep it up, man.
it's Leandros' turn. So, Ricardo, do you respond to his last taunt?
I look over at Ursula and look. I say, okay. And I hop off the table. I put my hands up. If you call your people off, I'll call mine off. And you can give me proof that my crew is okay. So show me that I can trust you. But quickly before they launch back into combat. And I'm going to take a step forward, and I'm going to turn like kind of to the side, and look over at the tent Bolg and Ursula, and I'm going to slide my hand into my pocket as I'm looking back at them.
Okay.
See if the tent Bolg backs off.
So sure, he with those words, as you know, Valdis has like a ice sword through him. He in front of you kind of forms this like circular vision, and you can see like your crew. They're like in a pen somewhere in daylight. The grass is green, the sun is shining. It doesn't look like it's around here. You don't
Grass
really
is
recognize
green
it.
and the sun is shining.
Yeah, but they're like in like wooden stockade kind of thing, and there's pirates around them. You totally recognize in the vision one of like Igor's second lieutenants.
God. Okay. I sit there for a second. Like just a brief moment to see. I'm gonna deck him. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the amulet, and I'm just gonna roundhouse straight into his face. And in my mind, I say, "All right, Mom, give me everything you've got."
Oh boy.
Okay. So there's going to be a couple of fun things that happen here, I think. You roll your deck. While you're doing that, Ashlyn, you've been cutting off the fingers, but they like haven't been falling like you would expect. They're still kind of like stuck to the thing, but I mean, they're there, and there's a dark energy.
So,
You've got all of them cut off.
but the fingers are still there. The rest of the hand isn't.
The rest of the hand also doesn't fall down because it's still kind of floating in air anyways.
Is there a way, like, I could try to like overpower this?
I mean, you could always try. What kind of power are you using to override it?
I don't know.
Well, hey, Esteban has a lot of that.
Oh, there is somebody who has recently gained a lot of power, whom might be of use. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
You.
I can't take it though, can I?
I mean, so far it looks like it's beyond your strength to drag it away.
All right. I'm gonna hold on to that thought, and I'm gonna run across over to where my good, powerful, suddenly amazing friend over here. You might have to take the role. I think you can overpower him. I can't.
Working on it.
It says nothing in front of you.
Okay, Ricardo, how many raises did you get to deck him?
I got peace.
Peace?
Peace.
That's 5? Or
2.
2. Oh.
2.
But in Roman it's 5.
Is it Roman numerals or?
Okay, well, the power of your mother doubles that, so you get 4. That doesn't really hurt him a lot. Even with the sword through him, it's not another dramatic wound. But when you connect with him, your hand gets that like dark look again, and like even much quicker than last time, the like little tendrils spring into existence along your hand, and he bows back a little bit and says, "Maria." Ah.
Oh, Jesus.
Captain, I thought I warned you.
Oh, dear God. Please, Greg, no. Don't do what I think you're doing.
Oh,
Well, I wasn't, but now
Please.
I'm thinking of doing it.
Timothy!
Faja, can you hear me?
No. I'm not. That is.
oh
He-
God.
He actually does get like a really angry look on his face, though, so you can make what assumptions you want.
Okay.
And
Roy gets angry look on his face.
when he sees that and says, "All of you, I am the only one left. I will need to end this, and I will end this now." And I'm spending a danger point to allow him to take an action right away.
Uh-oh.
And he does a big wave of like explosive energy rolls from him, doing damage to all of you, including Tenfolg.
Yay.
Oh boy.
5 points of damage.
Ow.
So
Ow.
basically a dramatic wound.
Owie.
Uh,
It hurt my life.
except for Esteban, you don't take that.
Oh, hey, cool.
And you're blown back a little bit as that happened. Like his corporal body, like you saw, like you were right there, Ricardo. You saw like his face kind of like it started to dissolve with like the power that came out, and like the pieces of it. It's almost like he himself exploded, leaving nothing but this ghostly hand holding on to a Grawl. And that hand raises itself into the air as the last bits of the essence it's going to get, because Esteban's cutting it off, right? Flows into it, and it floats there in midair for a second. I think
Blast it!
yeah, Esteban, like, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab it with my mind.
Okay, so you grab it with your mind. You've seen that what it looks like Leandros has done is he has added his own essence to the Grawl as well for whatever purpose, and
He's
bound himself to
bastardized
it.
it.
He's he has possessed the Grawl, one might say. And its power, you try and do something with it, and you are actually blown back, and for a moment you see Esteban stop glowing.
Uh-oh.
Then Leandros's voice echoes through the chamber as he says, I will complete my destiny and destroy the Fae. One by one, those queens will die, and my essence and power will be, their essence and power will be mine. And I will be not the prophet, not some Fae power, but I will be an actual and real god.
Nope, 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 nope. Nope.
I will see you with the blood. And with that, like this, like portal opens up around the Grawl, and it disappears.
No, I can't!
And kind of this like, uh,
Is there some sort of thing my character can do to stop that from happening?
I mean, I'm open to ideas. What do you got?
Okay. Can I distract him long enough that possibly Schmuck over here looks at Esteban, could try to do something?
I did try. I got blown off my feet.
Use more than your mind. You have hands.
Okay, so Ashlyn is breaking down over there. Ursula, you still have this. Tentbolg is still kind of crazy and coming at you, so he's actually going to hit you right now.
All right.
Despite the throw on, he did get blown back as well and took a dramatic wound, I think.
I will play mildly defensively this time because I don't actually want to be bedridden for a couple of days.
Yeah, I could see that. So roll your raises to try and not get hit by an axe.
Oh, exploding dice, save me. What do I get for having 4 dramatic wounds currently?
You get exploding, and I think that's it. There's no real benefit for the fourth one because most people.
Yeah, normally because
You just get one bonus die and exploding.
Yeah.
For taking him on alone, do I get a hero point?
What's your hubris? Yeah. It's
Oh,
not
it is-
overconfidence, right? No, it's something else.
No, my hubris hasn't come in handy quite yet because I'm the one that always gets downed. So we're working on it.
I mean, not yet.
Okay, that's fine. I probably won't die. Oh, thank Jesus. Okay. I got 3 10s that exploded into 15s. So. Oh, hey. 10 raises.
Okay,
Nice.
that is enough.
What I do. Hey!
You managed to parry the axe as it comes at you, and
I'm gonna kiss my sword later.
the
Gross.
tentacle rages at you. Sort of doesn't seem like it's paying a lot of attention to what happened behind it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Speaking of that, the Inquisitors get to shoot it again.
Get 'em, Inquisitors. I don't actually want to die.
Doing another 4, so we'll tack that on.
it's not nothing.
Esteban, you were right, or no, excuse me, Ricardo, Valdez,
Yep.
Ashlyn. Ashlyn's kind of like freaking out a little bit.
Because the Grawl is like this huge important thing for my country.
I mean, I get that. It's super important. I'm dealing with the problem at hand, which is the bearded tentacle monster, so I'm going to charge and attack that.
I'm gonna try to see if I could grab the Grawl and try to like pull it back. Maybe, I don't know.
Can you wrap it in your hubris? Or not your hubris, your... What is it? The thing where sorcery can't affect you? Like-
Possibly, yeah.
If you cover yourself in it, maybe that'll... You're very small, though. I don't know how big the Grawl is in comparison to your body.
I mean, might be like half of me.
So as we're getting near the end of the session, and since the poll says everybody wants to see Ashlyn's session next time around, you can totally try and grab the Grawl and end up getting sucked through the portal with it.
That was not my intention.
No,
I like it,
It
though.
was definitely not your
Oh,
intention. But
damn it.
you tried, and yeah, boom, you go through.
Great.
Oh, shit!
Get. God damn it!
What?
Hey, can I grab her legs?
Right? Can somebody grab my legs? I don't know. Who is
Please.
gonna?
Nope, I sure can't.
Someone's got to save her.
Here we go. But you can ponder that for a moment while the rest of the crew deals with this angry tentacle
Right.
thing. We're just calling it a tent thing now. Valdez, you can roll to hit it. Ricardo, I assume that might be your action as well, or just stand there with the dark power of your mother.
Holy God.
One of those
damn.
two.
All right. I hit it with 11 raises. That's a lot of exploding dice.
Internet high five, Rob.
Okay, well, that totally dramatic wounds it again, so it's only one away from going down. Yeah. So at this point, and you remember you had to you went in with your ice sword and it froze a chunk and you shattered it out
Yes.
as you went along. So a whole bunch of it kind of shattered into an area and starts melting into some strange ichor goo, and it screams in pain and the whole lot. Esteban.
Finish it
I mean,
off.
can I laser eye it?
Oh yeah, totally. Give it a laser eye.
I'm gonna laser eye it.
This is your first laser eye, so you get flare.
All right, cool. I'll take it.
But you're just rolling your wits again.
Yeah. Well, I did almost as well as I could have, I suppose. I got 3 raises.
Okay, so you guys see Esteban look that direction, and boy, this looks familiar, Valdez, because you just had this happen to you. But this thing of power, it kind of he doesn't have that great control over it or not, but a beam slices into part of the tent bulg, and it looks a little crazy. That hand flailing I just did would be a fantastic gift sometime. But anyways, highlight. We'll work on that. So it at this point it's starting to get a little confused because that was not what it was expecting, but it's still kind of raging.
Ooh, sorry, Valdez, almost got you there. I'm still working this out. Sweet.
Easy there, Cyclops.
Ricardo.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my sword out. I'm gonna charge it, and I'm gonna stab it through its kneecap.
You do that. Give me the roll.
Do it, Captain. Do it up.
Four raises.
You stab it through a kneecap. Let me do some math. And it is not quite down.
Oh, no.
Hey! I'm ready.
Cool.
This is what I'm here for. Let's go.
So there is this last
Perry.
this last moment as it looks back at the thing stabbing its knee with its very very non-human eyes, and sees that it is abandoned in this room with nothing but enemies, and it kind of gives this last grunt of a snarl, and it leaps with all of its might and vengeance, and we'll give it exploding for all of its wounds and everything, as it for its last act tries to take out its tormentor.
Bring it.
Yeah, but it's not you.
Can I spend a hero point to make it me?
Why would
I
you
will
do that?
counter hero point you, sir. Let me do my job.
You're better at your job when you're healthy.
Nonsense. We have to sail across the sea again. I'll be better by then.
If you're
I'm
not
not going to
dead-
get in the way of this.
Or how about, can I spend a hero point to fuck it up when it tries to attack? How about that? Compromise.
It's very close to its death blow, so I'll totally let you spend the hero point to just kill it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As it does its thing. Right?
Okay.
You basically it like focuses all of its rage and everything on Ursula, and you like, oh yeah, I know how to like get on the back of this thing, and I know this vital spot, and you like raise it up as it's distracted and takes its might and rage out on Ursula.
Do I get double the effect of my raise? Do I get double raises because of my thing?
I'm just gonna say that you kill it. So
okay.
Spend the hero point, it dies. And but not before Ursula has to fend off a whole bunch of raises.
Yep.
So so one of the ways I can use a hero point is to, if I spend it for somebody else, to get 3 extra d10s.
Absolutely. You guys
I want to spend mine and basically use my will to like enact a shield in front of her to aid her.
Yeah, you offer your help through your hero point, and that gives you 3 more dice there, Ursula.
Thank you for sparing my exploding dice.
No, I just heal her. No.
All right. That's 9 raises with some help.
Okay, so you only take 3 points of damage.
3 exactly?
3 exactly. It's not 5, nor is it 1. The number shall be 3.
That puts me at 26, which is just enough to get
wait a minute.
traumatic wound.
Oh no!
Okay.
Wait,
so you go down.
Wait, is the captain's thing still going on?
She was never involved in it because he did it.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, what about the greater luck thing? Can that happen now?
Hold on.
You're not there.
I mean,
my
I'm
legendary
there
trait.
to hear it.
I have
Wait,
an extra 10 that I did not include, so we're good. I take 2 points, which leaves me standing still, but barely.
Okay.
We're good. I'm very hurt.
And in the pile of goo that is, in fact, at this point, not like putting itself together, Ricardo is standing on top of it with his sword. His sword is embedded into it, where he's standing on top of the mound. It has stopped moving, and there you are in that room with that scene, which is where we're stopping.
I call this an absolute win.
Ashlyn is missing.
Thank you, Valdis. At least somebody cares.
Well, good. Thank God we got rid of her.
You guys suck. Ashlyn was cool.
Thank you.
Well, we'll find out some more about Ashlyn next session. But before we go, let's do our favorite thing from the session again, as we had some excitement from Esteban, so we'll leave him for last. Valdis, what was your favorite thing?
Honestly, my favorite thing, which has just been reoccurring over and over and over again, is the mother-son dynamic that we've got going on here.
This was the real result of the lover card. It's the love between a mother and her son that she's adopted. It's great. We're doing fantastic.
It's good.
Well, Ursula, that seems like a great transition to you.
Yep.
What was the best for you this session?
I really enjoyed the slightly unexpected result of when offered power, Esteban was like, nah, fuck you. I'm good.
I look over at Esteban with my side eye going, yeah, he totally turned that power down.
Havesies. Havesies.
Well, he didn't take the bad guy's deal of helping him be more powerful, which...
Yeah.
I mean, that's good, right? We're glad.
Yeah.
He channeled his
When
selfishness and
someone
was like,
asked-
no, I could do a better job than you. Let me
There
have
you go.
it. Which was
There
not.
you go. Yeah. It's good character moment.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Ricardo.
Aw.
I'm sad I didn't get a hand.
Actually,
Actually, I think the best thing is that the unexpected of Ashlyn disappearing.
Oh, yeah.
while it's kind of shitty for the party, it's awesome. Well, I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen, and that's awesome.
Ashlyn, we might learn some stuff about Ashlyn's background.
Ashlyn might learn stuff about Ashlyn's background.
I mean, I include you in that list. Yeah, people who will learn things. So it should be great. I'm completely excited about that coming up next week. Ashlyn, what are your thoughts?
The speech that Esteban gave, basically that was like a healthy mix of like condescending, outrage, and very much selfish, but in a selfless way. That was pretty awesome.
I'm only going to be selfish for other people.
Right. I thought that was a really good like showcase of his character in a lot of ways, and it really like I thought that was like a very amazing moment for him.
Oh, thanks.
I think we all feel like
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
A little bit better now. Okay, Esteban. How'd it go?
Since I can't talk about my speech, even though it was not as effective as I would have liked, I got to do laser eyes. And laser eyes is always real cool. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, right. It's never a bad session when you get to do laser eyes.
And, I mean, it's the first time I've done any damage to anything, so...
And it helped, right? Because you were right near the end there. Yeah. It was very close. You totally think it helped. So,
yeah, of course I do.
Okay, well, that sounds great, everyone. We will see you next week on the 7th stream, episode 9. We are nearing the end. 10 looms its head in the near future as we are seeing the end of the plot work its way towards us. Rather than having the plot thicken, we're now at that point where we like eat it because it's thickened enough, like sauce, something like that.
Pudding.
Anyways, for more stream of conscious ramblings, join us next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Peace out.